Today, we're jumping into one of the most epic stories of liberation you'll ever hear, and it comes straight out of the book of Exodus. We're talking about the origin story of Passover. It's this incredible tale of plagues, raw power, and ultimately the promise of freedom. So how does a nation of slaves actually win its freedom from a ruler who's seen as a living god? I mean, that's the massive question at the heart of this whole story. You've got the Israelites who've been enslaved for centuries, and they're going up against the most powerful man on the planet, the Pharaoh of Egypt. And this wasn't just some political fight. No, this was a full-on divine showdown. Okay, so to set the scene here, we're jumping in at a really intense moment. Egypt has already been hit with 7 devastating plagues. I mean, the country is reeling. But Pharaoh, his heart is still hardened. The standoff between him and Moses is about to hit its breaking point. It's about to enter its final, most terrifying phase. So God sends Moses back with one more warning. He says, if you refuse to let my people go, I'm sending a swarm of locusts. And listen, we're not just talking about a few annoying bugs here. This is an agricultural apocalypse. The text says they'll be so thick they'll cover the face of the earth, and they're going to eat everything the hail didn't destroy. Just try to imagine that, a living, crawling carpet of insects devouring the very last bit of food your nation has. And at this point, even Pharaoh's own officials are freaking out. They go to him and say, do you not yet realize that Egypt is ruined? I mean, think about that. It's not just Moses pushing back anymore. His own inner circle is begging him to give up. They see what's happening. Their animals are dead. Their food is gone. The people are suffering. They're at the absolute breaking point. But Pharaoh, he just is. So Pharaoh tries to play games. He tries to negotiate, right? He offers a little compromise. Okay, fine, only the men can go. But you see, this is a tactic. He figures if the women and children stay behind, the men will have to come back, and boom, he keeps his slave labor. Moses sees right through it, though. He's like, absolutely not. It's all or nothing. And this just makes Pharaoh furious. His heart hardens yet again, and he literally drives Moses and Aaron out of his sight. The devastation is set to continue. All right, so after the locusts comes the 9th plague, and this one is just eerie. Moses stretches out his hand, and this supernatural darkness just descends over all of Egypt. And the text makes it super clear, this isn't just like a cloudy day. It's a darkness so thick you could actually feel it. Imagine that. A heavy, suffocating blackness that lasts for 3 straight days. The entire nation just grinds to a halt.
Now, there's a brilliant piece of symbolism going on here. See, the most powerful god in all of Egypt was Ra, the sun god. And Pharaoh, he claimed to be Ra's son on earth. So when Yahweh, the God of Israel, plunges the land into total darkness, it's not just a cool miracle. It's a direct shot at their entire belief system. He's basically showing that Egypt's most powerful god is completely powerless against him. It's a theological knockout punch.
So, after the darkness lifts, Moses comes back with one final, terrifying warning. He tells Pharaoh there is one more plague coming, and this one will be worse than all the others put together. This is the final ultimatum. There are no more chances after this. And the prophecy is absolutely chilling. At midnight, every single firstborn in the land of Egypt will die. And it doesn't matter who you are, from the son of Pharaoh sitting on his throne all the way down to the son of the lowest slave girl. Even the firstborn of the livestock. No one will be spared. And the condition to stop this plague? It's absolute. No more negotiating, no more half measures. It would only end when Pharaoh drove out all of the Israelites. The text really puts a spotlight on that word, all. Every man, every woman, every child. They all had to leave slavery behind and walk into freedom together. But here's the thing, while this terrible judgment was coming for Egypt, God gave the Israelites a very specific way to escape. He laid out a clear set of instructions, a ritual that would save them from the devastation that was about to unfold. And these instructions were incredibly precise. First, on the 10th day of the month, each household had to pick out a perfect 1-year-old male lamb, no blemishes. Then, on the evening of the 14th day, they had to slaughter it. And this is the crucial part. They were to take its blood and paint it on the tops and sides of their door frames. After that, they had to roast the lamb and eat it that same night, along with unleavened bread and bitter herbs. Basically, dressed and ready to go. Every single one of these details mattered. And that is where we get the name Passover. The blood on the doorframe was the sign. When the angel of death, the text calls him the destroyer, swept through Egypt that night,
He would see the blood on a house, and he would literally pass over it, sparing the firstborn son inside. It was this incredible act of faith and obedience that led directly to their salvation.
So, the stage was set for the climax of this whole epic saga. The night arrived, bringing with it both unimaginable tragedy and incredible liberation. This was the moment that would define a people for thousands of years. And just as it was prophesied, a loud cry went up all across Egypt. It was this collective wail of grief because there wasn't a single Egyptian house that didn't have someone dead in it. This was the final, devastating blow. That same night, a completely broken Pharaoh calls for Moses and Aaron and just says, "Go." He begs him to leave, take everyone, take everything. He finally, completely surrenders. And to help you grasp the sheer scale of this exodus, get this. The Bible says about 600,000 men on foot left Egypt that day. And that number doesn't even count the women and children. So we're not talking about a small group of refugees here. This was the mass migration of an entire nation, probably numbering in the millions. And here's another number that adds some really important context. 430. That's how many years the Israelites had lived in Egypt. 430 years. Generations were born into slavery and died in slavery. So this exodus, it wasn't just some random event. It was the culmination of over 4 centuries of waiting. A single night of freedom that was hundreds and hundreds of years in the making. But this moment wasn't meant to just be a footnote in a history book. Oh no. The command from God was crystal clear. You have to commemorate this day. The Passover was set up to be a permanent festival, what the text calls a lasting ordinance, to make sure that every generation to come would remember the night they were brought out of slavery and into freedom. And that brings us to a really powerful final thought. See, the Passover wasn't just about remembering something that happened a long time ago. It was designed to be relived every year through ritual, the special meal, the unleavened bread, the retelling of the story. And it really makes you wonder, doesn't it? How do the rituals that we keep in our own lives, whether they're ancient family traditions or just modern habits, how do they continue to shape who we are, what we remember, and our very identity?